The music.
Yeah, it is. Two stars of the show, James Nelson, Joyce and Laura Aikman, join us this morning.
Good morning.
James, what was it like filming?
Yeah, it was great. We got the scripts, I got the first 3 episodes, and I'm not the best reader, and I read all 3 in one night, and I was just like, I've got to do this, and then, you know, you get lucky to work with an amazing cast and writers and directors, and it was just a bit of a gift, and then it helped that the first 5 weeks we were filming in Spain, so... Yeah, that was nice, yeah.
Would you and your character at a pivotal moment?
Yeah.
Talk us through that.
So basically, Ronnie, played by Sean Bean, has kind of gave a little wink that he's thinking about stepping down. I'm his right-hand man, so I believe I'm the natural...
Shows that involve criminality, greed, corruption, family rows, guns, violence, swearing. We love them. Why?
Oh, for me, it's these characters who are flawed and potentially quite unlikable, and watching them and finding yourself rooting for these people that makes it so addictive, and question yourself, like, why do I want these people to win?
Is it because our own lives feel better because they're not as bad or as scary, maybe, as what we're watching on the telly?
There's always an element of envy, though, that you sort of want to be part of that world. Tell us how your character... Well, if anyone's watching, wants to invite me in, yeah. How does your character fit in?
So I play Rachel, who's Ronnie and Elaine, so Sean Bean's niece.
Right.
And the fight for power...
Previous roles, shall we say. This is what fascinates me. People tend to also play these parts really well. There's maybe a bit of us that's got, this is great. I can be someone that I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun to play... Well, I have played quite a few unlikable people recently, but someone that really just doesn't care about what people think about her. She's a really tough, powerful woman. I think all of the characters within the show are tough. Yeah. You know, these people are in a really difficult world, and that's thrilling. And you get to kind of throw more of yourself away, because I'm not tough.
And looking behind us at the panoramic view of Liverpool, I mean, the back streets and the different areas of the city really lend themselves to this kind of atmosphere, don't they?
Yeah, it looks stunning. I mean, we had to send, well, I say we, the production company had to send the rushes off to America, and the Americans were like, oh my God, this place looks amazing, and it does, it looks gorgeous, do you know what I mean? It's like Jiminy Cricket, it's like, this is our city, do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I'm so proud of it.
And you got to film in Spain too.
We did. I mean, you had to go to work quite a lot.
Yeah.
I did quite a lot of sunbathing in
Did
Spain.
you? Lovely.
But it was right at the beginning of the job, so it was kind of great because people who were in work together those people ended up sort of being in storylines together. So you were off at the same time as people who were in your storyline. So it was good for us to kind of bond with those people who...
Important margarita bonding.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they did,
research.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Sorry,
yeah,
James.
James, when you say they send it to America as well, because everyone's got great accents in this, do they translate? Do they want subtitles?
No, they did. Yeah. Apparently they loved it and they got it, and I don't know, I'm very aware of I can be very scouse, so I tone it down a little. No, there's not, of course there's not, but it's a worldwide audience, so you have to just tone it down a touch.
Do you consciously feel that you do that?
Oh, yeah, because when I'm at home and, you know, I'm in Liverpool, people are like, whoa, slow down, Jay, slow down, but look, it's your job, isn't it, to make the audience understand.
Laura, are we allowed to ask about Gavin and Stacey?
Yes, of course.
Now it's all out there.
Yeah, thank God.
What was that like on Christmas Day? Because you'd managed to keep the storyline secret. I don't know how you managed it, how everyone managed it.
Yeah, there was a lot of sort of cloak and dagger, and actually we were filming This City and I was going back and forth a bit at the end and filming Gavin and Stacey. Action and put it on my Instagram. My mum is delighted. My dad just sort of has the most British reaction you've ever seen. He just sort of sits very still and is like, oh, there's Laura. That's it.
How did you keep it quiet for that long?
I think as soon as you say you haven't been invited back to something, no, people feel bad for you, so they don't ask you any follow-up questions.
That's also very British, isn't it? Don't
Yeah.
mention Gavin and Stacey.
Yeah.
And you stayed in a separate hotel for filming and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah. I mean, I stayed where we filmed the wedding. I stayed in the wedding venue by myself, and everyone else would just leave at night, and I would just be...
I'm getting it. There's a theme here. You get to sunbathe in Spain, you get the nice hotel.
She's got a great agent.
There's definitely a theme here.
James, when you look at your career, do you think there is a danger of being typecast?
No. Look, the industry sees you in a certain way at a point in your career. That's certainly like that for everyone. Now it's just hopefully I get the opportunities to, you know, showcase that I am more than just, you know, a rough-looking face.
And you certainly see that within this. I mean, there are times when we see you really vulnerable and
that's the thing, I am a big softie, like in real life, so it's like I'm going to go home now and pick my nephews up and take them to the park, you know what I mean? I'm not like that at all.
We were talking to Damon Hill, who was just on, and he was talking about how in Formula One world you have that professional side and then you have the side that has to go home to your family and has to be that cuddly dad. And I guess for a character like yours, there is the villain, but there's also just the man who wants to be a daddy.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of this storyline is, like, Michael's constantly wearing different masks.
Yeah.
And so you see him at home with Diana and he's madly in love and would do anything for her. And then he has to play the other side with, you know, Ronnie and Jamie and everyone, and he has to be this, don't mess with him, nearly swore there. Don't mess with this character, you know what I mean? So it's great, and it's gave me a lot of, you know, scope to play with in the script. So yeah, I was very lucky.
To show the light and shade of it.
Hopefully anyway.
We look forward to it.
Can't wait to see the rest of it. Nice to see you both. Thank you,
Lovely to
James
see
and
you.
Laura. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
God, my mind is on a sunbed in Spain now, Laura. Just thinking.
Sorry.
That just sounds like
Sorry,
we're being
Liverpool.
paid to be there, imagine. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.